Hi, today we're going to be doing Quadratics, Chapter 3 from Additional Mathematics. To start off, we'll discuss what a quadratic equation is. So it is any equation that is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, and a is not equal to 0. And also, we have to keep in mind that the term with the highest degree must be x squared, meaning this statement means that the value of x raised to something, so that value must be 2. So if this was x squared plus 3x cubed, this would not be considered as a quadratic equation because the variable x has the power 3 to it. So therefore, it would not be considered as a quadratic equations. There are three ways of solving a quadratic equation. The first one is called completing the square. The second is use of quadratic formula. The third one is splitting the middle term. And also you'll have to keep in mind that instead of solutions, I'll be saying roots of the equation, or you could say solutions, roots, or the answers to the equation. But roots is used very commonly. So the first method, we'll see what exactly to do. So in this method, we're basically trying to convert the equation in vertex form to the vertex form, which is written right here. This is the vertex form, meaning it will give you the location or the coordinate of the vertex, which is h comma k, where h is the x coordinate of the vertex and k is the y coordinate. So first you'll have to simplify the equation as much as possible, and you'll have to write it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constant and this is not equal to 0. If this was equal to 0, then it would just be bx plus c, which is a linear equation. So therefore this must not be equal to 0. And we'll have to take a as the common factor. You'll have to write a into x squared plus b divided by ax plus c divided by a. And then we'll have to write bx. Well, just remember these are constants, so you'll have to substitute the values related to your equation. So write this in this form. These two are equivalent, but then this will be more visually, it will be easier for you to identify what to do next. And then on both sides of the equation, meaning on the left and right side of the equation, we'll have to add the term b divided by 2 whole squared, and you'll have to transpose the value of c to the right hand side of the equation and simplify. And then on the left hand side of the equation, you'll have to write it in this form. So what we're trying to do here is write it in the form a plus b whole squared. So this is the method that we use. I will just, the next step is take the square root of both sides and put plus or minus in front of the square root of the constant. This is correct. This basically the reasoning behind the sixth step is that minus 2 whole squared is 4, and also 2 squared equals 4. So therefore we take plus or minus square root. And after that, we'll have to subtract b divided by 2 from both sides. Okay, let's solve a few equations to make sure this is engraved in your mind. So we'll start with this equation, the first one. So the first step was take a as a common factor, but then here a is 1, so we don't have to really take it. So the next step was that write bx as 2 into b divided by 2x. So let's write that. Implies x squared plus 2 into 4 divided by 2x plus 1 equals 0. Let's first simplify this. This is 2 into 2x plus 1. Okay, the next step was to add b divided by 2 whole squared to both sides. Here b divided by 2 it's the value within the brackets. Remember that, not this one. It's this one. So we'll have to write b divided by 2 whole square to both sides. And we'll have to also transpose it this side. So first we'll actually do this. 2 squared plus 1 equals 2 squared. This wouldn't matter because we are adding this to both sides. Even if we cancel, it would remain the same value. So we're just adding to both sides. And then we'll have to transpose this to this side. This is x squared plus 2 into 2x plus 2 squared equals 3. 4 minus 1, 3. So you might notice that it's in the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. This equals a plus b whole squared. So this is what we're essentially trying to do. So we can write this as x plus 2 whole squared equals 3. And now what we're supposed to do is take the square root. So it implies x plus 2 equals plus or minus square root of 3 implies that x equals minus 2 plus or minus square root of 3. So these two are the answers. The first answer is x equals minus 2 minus square root of 3. The second answer is minus 2 plus square root of 3.
Okay, so let's solve the second equation. So over here, I'm actually going to change the equation a little bit. So just I'll just write this as minus 3x squared plus 15x plus 5 equals 0 implies that minus 3 into x squared minus 5x minus 5 divided by 3, and this will equal 0, and we'll just cancel that out because if we divide this side by minus 3, then it will still remain 0. So x squared minus 5x minus 5 divided by 3 equals 0. So now let's solve this. So we'll have to write this as x squared minus 2 into 5 divided by 2x minus 5 divided by 3 equals 0. And now we'll have to write the square of this. We'll have to add the square of this to both sides. Implies x squared minus 2 into 5 divided by 2x plus 5 divided by 2 whole squared. And we'll first transpose this to this side. Simply 5 divided by 3 plus 5 divided by 2 whole squared. Okay, the right side of the equation, we can simplify this to 5 divided by 3 plus 25 divided by 4 implies that x minus 5 divided by 2 whole squared equals, I'll just use the calculator to find this out. 5 divided by 3 plus 25 divided by 4, that is 95 divided by 12. 95 divided by 12. And now we'll do square root of both sides. Implies x minus 5 divided by 2 equals plus or minus square root of 95 divided by 12. And now we'll add 5 by 2 to both sides. So x equals 5 divided by 2 plus or minus square root of 95 by 12. So this is our answer for this equation. If you want, we could solve this also. I'll just do that right now. So that would be 3x squared plus 12x plus 5 equals 0. This implies that minus 3 into x squared minus 4x minus 5 divided by 3 equals 0 implies that x squared minus 2 into 2x, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, minus 5 divided by 3 equals 0. Now let's write x squared minus 2 into 2x plus 2 squared equals 5 divided by 3 plus 2 squared. This implies that x minus 2 whole squared equals 5 divided by 3 plus 4 is 17 by 3. This implies that x minus 2 equals square root of 17 divided by 3, and put plus or minus, and then implies x equals 2 plus or minus square root of 17 divided by 3. So this is our final answer. Yeah, I've solved these 3 questions, and now let's move on. The next part is, or actually you can try these problems on your own. Try to pause it, and then, and then I'll maybe solve 1 or 2, and then I'll just show you the answers. Okay, so now I will first answer these 2 questions, and then I'll reveal the answers. So I'll just transfer it here. So the first one, what you'll have to do is, most of the work is already done for you. All you'll have to do is transpose it this side and just take the plus or minus square root of the answer. So this implies that x plus 1 whole squared equals 10 implies x plus 1 equals plus or minus square root of 10 implies x equals minus 1 plus or minus square root of 10. So that is how you solve these type of equations. And then let's do the next one. The next one I was planning was this one. This may seem complicated, but it's very easy. So all you'll have to do is you'll have to multiply the terms by x so that we don't have to deal with this. So what we'll have to do is multiply by x. 3x into x is 3x squared. This will be minus 2 equals 4x. Now let's transpose this to this side. Implies 3x squared minus 4x minus 2 equals 0. And then let's take a as a common factor. So 3 into x squared minus 4 divided by 3x minus 2 divided by 3 equals 0. Yeah. Now let's divide both sides by 3. I mean, it wouldn't matter, but you could do it either way. You can keep it or remove it. So it would be x squared into 2 into this divided by 2. So 4 divided by 3 divided by 2 would be 4 divided by 6. That is 2 divided by 3x minus 2 divided by 3 equals 0. And now let's take the square of this 2 divided by 3 to both sides, and let's transpose this to this side at the same time. So implies x squared minus 2 into 2 divided by 3x plus 2 divided by 3 whole squared equals 2 divided by 3 plus 2 divided by 3 whole squared. This implies that x minus 2 divided by 3 whole squared, this would equal 10 by 9. And now let's take square root of both sides. X minus 2 divided by 3 equals plus or minus square root of 10 divided by 9. Square root of 10 will write it as square root of 10 itself. Let's write divided by 3. And now we'll transpose this term to that side. Implies 2 divided by 3 plus or minus square root of 10 divided by 3. So that's our final answer. Okay, now I'll reveal the answers for the rest of them. Okay,